it becomes clear the most powerful banker in the world just died, and when you study his family, it becomes clear why people can't afford homes and college. The story goes back to the 1700s and a banker named Mayer Rothschild, and he made an amazing discovery that there was more wealth lending money to governments than individual people. And to stay with me, because this will explain why Gen Z can't afford anything. Rothschild would have 5 sons, who he would send to 5 different countries across Europe to start central banks: Germany, Austria, England, Italy, and France. And by the early 1800s, the Rothschild family was funding both sides of the Napoleonic Wars, which was the real World War I. And funding both sides of wars would become part of the business model. Well, Napoleon would be defeated at the Battle of Waterloo, and the Rothschilds had gotten the news before everyone else. They knew that England won the war. Well, they start selling off all their English war bonds, and they make sure everyone could see them do it. And when everyone saw the Rothschilds selling their bonds, they started to sell theirs. They assumed that the Rothschilds had information that England was going to lose the war. And when everyone started selling their war bonds, the Rothschilds bought them back for pennies on the dollar. And later that week, when everyone else found that England won the war, the Rothschilds basically owned the country. And as Nathan Rothschild said, "Give me control of a nation's money supply, and I care not who makes its laws." The business model had become to get governments and people into debt. And when the Rothschilds saw a young America, they saw opportunity. And in 1816, they found their way into American central banking with the Second Bank of the United States. And your money would be worth even less today if Andrew Jackson hadn't come along and saved the country. He started what are known as the bank wars. He balanced the budget, paid off America's debt, and ended the charter of the Second Bank of the United States. And although an assassin was sent after Jackson, he would miss both shots, and Jackson would proceed to beat him with a cane. And that's why Jackson is on the $20 bill. They're mocking him, and they're mocking you and me. But 77 years later, the Rothschilds would take control of the American banking system with the passage of the Federal Reserve Act. That's what this book is about. It gave a small group of powerful bankers a monopoly over the printing of the American dollar. And for every dollar they print, they're paid back at interest. This is why the 16th Amendment was passed that same year, 1913. It established the federal income tax for the first time in American history. When they print this money, they get paid back at interest with our tax dollars. And there hadn't been a federal income tax for the first 137 years that America was a country. And these taxes go to paying back the bankers at interest, not the roads and the military like everyone thinks. It's usury, debt,
And he answered and said unto him, Master.
And they love the wars because they're getting paid back at interest. But every time they print that money, they're stealing from the future. It means your money's going to be worth less. It's why they had Lyndon B. Johnson push the Great Society, which made mortgages and college loans available to everyone, which was great for the boomers. But every time they took out those loans, it meant the price of housing and college would go up, up, up. So now no one could afford housing, no one could afford college without going into debt. The business model has always been to use usury to steal the wealth of nations, to control governments, and to control people. Check out my private homeschool community, the courses I teach, and my books on the banking system, how information is controlled, rights fundamental to being an American, the trap of free, the history of fake news, and so much more. ClassicalLearner.com. The most powerful.
It definitely was an edifying video. Before I go anywhere, you know, it was something I heard before that whoever controls the currency of money or control the banks rule the world, let alone talking about the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, the Morgans, the Oppenheimers. And there's multiple. You know, it's a huge group of families, you know, that grew their wealth in the world, let alone through slavery. But this is Nathan Rothschild, and he kind of read this already in the video. What it says: I care not what puppet is placed upon the throne of England to rule the empire on which the sun never sets. The man who controls Britain's money supply controls the British Empire, and I control the British money supply. Nathan Rothschild. So he don't even care who they put on the throne to rule the empire, because technically whoever controls the money really controls the British Empire. So everybody is in the hand of, I'm gonna just say, a businessman. All the elites are businessmen. Businessmen. America is a business, is a corporation. But first and foremost, before I try to do anything, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahushai is who the world innately calls Jesus the Christ. Rakakadash in the Paleo Hebrew is the Holy Spirit, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who will rule and wealth through the Spirit, teaching His word and believing His word to the best of their ability. Lord willing, the Most High continue to put in a spirit to endure. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that scatter four corners of the earth, teaching His word and believing His word to the best of their ability. Lord willing, the Most High continue to put in a spirit to endure. And shalom to the wives and single sisters that's believers in His word. Lord willing, they can continue to pursue to be a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. Now, I would like to go even more deeper, but I'm not going. I'm not going to do that. I might try to do a Lammy later on. I don't know. But I see I did delete this other picture. Let me see. Oh, I got it on this phone. Okay, so let's go. So the first verse I'm gonna bring out is Job 9:20. Job 9:24. This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked, and he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Now, we was to go all the way back in history. When we look at the Borgias family, Italian, a lot of the higher ups had a hand in it. When you go to Wisdom of Solomon, the 14th chapter, verse 14 to 16, it tells you that Pope Alexander was sad about his son's death, and he wanted to honor his son, so he made a contest between Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci, who can ever draw the best picture of his son. And Leonardo da Vinci won, and that picture became famous four corners of the earth. So going back to the same quote I just said earlier, whoever controls the currency of money controls the banks or have the idea, the notion of printing money. Those are the same ones that's going to give the notion on the mark of the beast, the MOT beast, a lot, you know, they're going to be given the notion of this time because they create the currency. Wow, man, that just hit me, you know, actually, because we just read what he said. So let's go to this little letter real quick. So going to Revelation, the 13th chapter, because let's start at 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And this is going to be the higher up. Excuse my language. Fuck a government. Because we just seen what Nathan Rothschild just said, I care not what puppet is placed upon the throne of England to rule the empire on which the sun never sets. The man who controls Britain's money supply controls the Britain Empire, and I control the British money supply. And America, it comes from Britain, it comes from England. So who the hell you think is controlling this place? This is a business. So the entrepreneurs or the businessmen, what they this is Revelations 13 and 15, and he had power to give life into the image of the beast, which is a king or a kingdom. And the image of the beast shall both speak and cause that as many as should not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Now, is a precept that I came across. Let me see if I can find it, right? Because I'm going to show you the description. The Lord used to call us beast. Um, maybe that's 4 and Salakia. Um, oh, here we go. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 18. I said in my heart concerning the estate of the sons of men, that the Most High might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts, right? He said the state of sons of men, that the Most High might manifest them, that they might see that they themselves are beasts. So when we go back to Revelations 13:15, this is talking about a man, a kingdom, a power. And the higher up that's running, they are a power because the Lord put them in power. When we went to Job 9 and 24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Esau has to fulfill Second Ezra 6 and 9. So Esau is the end of this. Esau is the end of the world. He's the end of the world of this flesh, the world of wickedness, the world of it's eh, the nations, especially Israel. It's not enough of us praising the Most High. It's just enough, which would be the hopeful elect, right? Verse 16 and 17 is the main point. It says, He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. When we go into that mark, it's a charagma, right? But to flip it around, charagma, the Strong's definition for it is a stamp as a badge of servitude or sculpture, figure, statue, graven mark, a badge of servitude, a mark stamped on the forehead or right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist, which in today's is many antichrists, but the top dog would be the nation of Idumea, the Edomites. The mark branded upon horses. You go to the zoo, usually any animal really that's in this kingdom is marked. They have a RFID, you know, chip mechanism in them. You know what I'm saying? Just to track them if they run away. And some homeowners they put a tracking in their dogs too. But this mark that they're going to implement is this is going to be full control. And we just seen what Nathan Rothschild just said. We're going to read it again. I care not what puppet is placed upon the throne of England to rule the empire on which the sun never sets. The man who controls Britain's money supply controls the British Empire. I control the British money supply. This right here is like the most plainest message to tell you I did it. And then that's only one person. You got to imagine it's so many other countries, it's so many other continents, so many other states and cities. Like they really had to sit down like a whole drug meeting and say, hey, you get this part of the world, you get that part of the world. But inside these countries, you can get this spot, you can get that spot. I'm gonna put this main bank here. I'm gonna put that main bank here. When this charagma comes, it's going to be in off the notion of the elite, not your president, not your congressman, nobody in the Pentagon, nobody in your house. It's gonna be the higher ups, the one that controls the empire. You know. And if we was to really go to Daniel the seventh chapter, when you understand the fourth beast, which is more diverse than any of them, you have to know that that beast rose again into the Renaissance, which means to reborn. And what is being reborn? Rome, Rome 2.0. You know, it was always an elite in some type of empire, right? And when you go to Daniel chapter 7, verse 7, it says, after this I saw in the night vision, behold, a fourth beast dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it. And it had 10 horns. And the 10 horns go into NATO and EU, you know because Revelations, the 17th chapter, I believe, verse 6 or it's verse 4, it shows you that the allies of that daughter of Babylon will separate. You know, they will separate. I'm gonna say, yo, they gonna separate from that bitch. You know what I mean? They gonna separate from her. I'm gonna try to tell you the ten horns, right? So the 10 horns go into a 10 power system, uh, groups of Edomites that rule over this Edomite empire. You got France, Germany. You got Lambar, which is Italy. You got Portugal, Anglo Saxons, England, uh, uh, Bur Burgades. So, like if I'm saying it wrong, but Switzerland, Spain, Hercule, extinct, Vendels, and Ostraga. Yeah, some of these names I got written down. Okay, we got another one, right? Because this one is going into verse 7. I had to double back into my notes again. But to make it more clear for everybody, for the 10 horns is Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Greece, Ireland, England, and West Germany. West Germany. The other names I had said is just other names that they go by. I didn't even say the other ones because I got hyphens over here. So Franks is for France. Elamania, Elamaya is Germany, right? But if we just read it plain, it would be Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Greece, Ireland, England, and West Germany. And you can go search these things, especially you got the Edom Empire, you have history of Rome, you got two Babylons. There's some history books that you could definitely go into. You can definitely go into the Wikipedia too. But the European economic community, basically going into the EEC, was established in 1958, but today it is called the EU, the European Union, you know. And if you was to go back, like he was talking about the Potomac War, you have to go into. past history to even understand these things. This is why Psalms 83 is such a very important scripture on how they did crafty counsel. They had to sit down to dissect on how they were going to rule the world, you know. And Esau got three chances to do better than what he did the first time, with the Greeks, then the Rome, and now they got this last empire and they're trying to be better. That's why when we see the Karagma come into play, that's going to probably be the best weapon any enemy ever made against their enemies. Because technically the elites want to be the main rulers on the earth, and they want to give it down to descendant, just like what happened in the Maccabees. So lucky for the mishap with the wording on the 10 horns. But before I go back to Daniel, let me just read this. This is First Maccabees chapter 1. I'm gonna start at verse 8. It says, "And his servants bear rule, every one in his place," talking about Alexander the Great for successors. And after his death, they all put crowns on themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. So you have to think way back, which is like almost going to when Yahushua passed. You have to know Esau was growing, and so whoever used a mouthpiece to talk on making banks and doing that movement, you know what I'm saying? Through them, they taught their descendants. The same way how the righteous is supposed to teach their kids, which we read in Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 1 to 6, even Psalms, where it says, train up a child in the way they should go. You got to know on the left hand side, they're training up their children so that when they pass, yo, this is what I'm going to need you to do. And in the same way how we move in the scriptures on the firstborn or the boy gets this, the elites on the left hand side, they do the same thing. Of course, their daughter, gets something in the inheritance, but they want to put power in the hands of their son, more in a higher position, you know. So let's go back to Daniel again, Salaki for giving y'all so many words on the names of the 10 horns. So the second names that I said, which was way more clear, those are the 10 horns. I'm gonna read it again, Daniel chapter 7, verse 7. It says, "After this I saw in the night vision, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth, and it devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns." Now, I want to make sure we clear him up again, just like what the elders say. I want to make sure because I don't want nobody to leave and they still stuck on stupid. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, I know I should have never closed it. What's that? Heck? I'm sorry, y'all. Over here, lost my dang page. This is terrible. I don't know how that ended up happening. So here we go. The 10 horns, again, to say it better and clearer. Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Greece, Ireland, England, and West Germany. Okay? Now reading verse 8, it says, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, which even, brothers, when you go even further in the scriptures, you understand that little horn is America, right? But it says, before whom there were three of the first horns plucked up from the root. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. Now, a lot of people would have thought that this was the papacy, you know, but it goes into America because it said it was three horns first that were plucked by the root. And if you understand the three little wars that America went through, um, the British War, the Spanish War, uh, I think the French too. Yeah, it was the Spanish, the Britain, and the Spanish, the Britain War, Spanish Britain, Spanish Britain, Spanish Britain. I forgot the other one. Dang, I probably did just say it. You know what I'm saying? But it was three wars that America went through. I know the Spanish and the Britain War. The third one I probably said, but I probably got it wrong. But I know it's the Spanish and the Britain War, maybe France too. But America went through three big wars, right? So in the same fact, this brother just showed evidence on that because when he was talking about the war that America went through, this is that right there. That's why I said that this video, I might have to do a part two to it because how deep that they go, right? So, saying it again, the little horn that we see would be America. The ten horns are the ancient, would be branches of Esau, right? Because when we go into Malachi, we understand that the Lord said that they would build and I will tear down, and Esau said, I am impoverished, but you will tear down, but I will come again and rebuild the desolate places. And Esau rebuilded the desolate places, right? And now this is what the future of Europe is going to be like, right? Because when you read Babylon the Timbuktu, which I have right here in my hands, you'll understand before the Europeans even grew into power, everybody went by a tribal and a nation name. Then when the Europeans grew in power, this is what they did. And sorry, I'm so everywhere you can't even see most of the stuff I'm reading. I'm just excited. I've been sitting on this all day at work. Here we go. This is the one I want. This is the one I want. 'Cause I want y'all to hear the European part. Okay, this is page 21 in the book called Babylon the Timbuktu. In the top paragraph, it says they did not use the term Negro, which is a modern term to refer to the black races, or the word Caucasian to refer to the white race. Dividing the world along a color line was an idea that originated with the white supremacists in Europe after the Renaissance. The Europeans did not have any great civilization immediately after the fall of Greece and Rome. During the Middle Ages, the black nations of Africa and Asia had the greatest political and economical, educational, and military influence in the world, and Israel even grew in power. We saying all, it said the black nations, and it was a lot of us. Israelites was in a ruling power seat, right? And you had the other ones, but we dealing with Israel, right? Because The two major characters in this whole story is Edom and Jacob and their descendants. Everybody else is just background characters. Everybody else has a purpose, but the two major characters, like in every movie and every TV show, it's always the two major characters, and everybody else has a part. And it says, at this time, Europe existed in a state of darkness for thousands of years, because this where you get dark ages. And dark ages is when blacks were ruling, which we read in the beginning of that square. It says in the 17th century and later, Europe began to emerge out of the soul of ignorance, and certain Germans and other conceived of themselves as belonging to a superior race. John F. John F. Uh, Blumenbach, Blumenbach, 1752 to 1840 was the first to divide humanity to the basis of skin color. you know. And the Lord made this happen because we fucked up. We fucked up so much. The Lord wanted the elect to dig and to search for him, right? Because this is the greatest deception. And for Nathan Rothschild and all the other elites, some of them probably was thinking about money, agriculture, and the other ones was like, hey, I'm gonna worry on fixing all of this so that while we building up, that none of this shit come back on us. And my brother Yarmayan said it was a video that I think the apostles was doing, and somebody came up and said, "How do you know this information? We paid a lot of money to hide it from the masses, but it's coming out now, and now you see." I don't know. Let me see if I can find a picture. Famine of the Word is coming very soon, so let me see. Okay, here it go right here. They're and it's getting promoted for the past few days. It says free speech is under attack, and they will never be satisfied until it is completely uh, redacted. Salaki, era, Salaki, eradicated. I said redacted. Is eradicated. Opinion. It says the freedom to say whatever we want is one of the most fundamental rights in a free society. If we are not free to speak up, it is just a matter of time before all of our other rights are taken away as well. So it should deeply alarm all of us that free speech is under attack like never before. Much of the population has become convinced that hate speech is a special class of speech that does not deserve protection. And this is really directed to
The most
the
powerful
men of the
banker in the
Lord that go out to the highways and byways. And that's flooding the social media. You know, this is not for some low undergrade person. Esau and Jacob been at it for years, time and time again, you know. And this is just a moment the Lord put on their spirit. They gotta play their part. Shit, we all do. I think it's Obadiah. Yeah, this is Obadiah chapter. It's only one, verse 9. It says, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. You know, they should be cut off. And this them doing this charagma is just to trap. They try to trap the elect. The 2/3 is already in their hand. They trying to get the ones that's a thorn to their side. The elect men is a thorn to the higher ups. We are a thorn side. This is St. Matthew chapter 22, verse 15 to 21, going into river tribute to Caesar's what is his. It says, then went the Pharisees and took counsel how they might entangle him in his talk. And they sent out unto him
disciples with the Herodians, saying, Master, we know that thou art true and teachest the way of the Most High in truth. Neither carest thou for any man, for thou regardest not the person of men. Tell us therefore, what thinkest thou? It is lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not? But Yahushua perceived their wickedness and said, Why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites? Show me the tribute money. And they brought unto him a penny. And he saith unto them, Who is this image and superscription? And they say unto him, Caesar's. Then saith he unto them, Render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto the Most High the things that are the Most High. And that is the elect, man. The Lord don't give a damn about Caesar's money, man. You got to use it. Hey, you got to go buy food and clothes, but the Lord don't care about it. That's why you don't cleave on it so much that when that hour of temptation, you can't let it go. Like a drug, that's what Esau wants you. He wants you to depend on him like a drug. That faith don't come to mind. When social media went down, Salaki, man, people at work, oh, my phone is not working. Hold on, let's take a break real quick. People couldn't handle it. So imagine when it really, really happens. You know, even more when the elite really dropped this charagma. Now we know. In the beginning of this video, this lesson, Lord willing, is smacked in the beginning. You know, because that's very plain. How we just seen what this man just said right here. The man who controls Britain's money supply controls the British Empire, and I control the Britain money supply. So he's telling you he's really in control, not this puppet. And who is a puppet in America? The president, the Congress, and Senate. Those are puppets. You know, Limitations. I believe is chapter 4. I'm not gonna read it, but this is for you, Esau. Yep, Limitations chapter 4, verse 21 to 22. Rejoice and be glad, O daughters of Edom. You should be running it up, enjoying it, and going to the max. You know, because your end is about to come and you're gonna get double. Lord willing, this was edifying to the point. You know, Lord willing, you know, I get to tap on it again. You know, but other than that, all praise to Yahweh by Shem HaShai by Shem HaKadash. Shalom, shalom.